Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Today, hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to explore this question: where should I promote my business? So this video is going to be for those who have an offline business, or you might be a service provider, a freelancer, or you might have a e-commerce shop. So this is going to give you some ideas on where you should be advertising. So there's going to be three main categories: Facebook, advertising in Google, and classified websites. I'm going to dive into it, show you the pros and cons of each of it. So it's going to be everything you need to know before you start advertising. So what's my background in this advertising industry? Now I started doing advertising because previously I was a business owner, offline business owner. I run a computer shop, which I'll show you some of the related stuff. I run a computer shop, so as a business owner, I'm responsible to expand the business, to do the marketing. Okay, because as the business owner, you're responsible to grow your business, to seek out new customers. You are the person who decide who are the audience, who are your ideal customers, what you're going to serve them, how you're going to serve them. Okay, so that's where I was forced. It's not like I like marketing. I didn't know I liked marketing at the time. I was more like forced to uh, run ads, create ads. Creating ads wasn't so bad, but learning copywriting and the other stuff, that's quite a learning curve. Okay, so uh, I actually started even before 2012, but as far as online advertising go, I started advertising in classified websites since 2012 in a local site. I started Facebook advertising in the second half of 2015, and early this year, I started with Google Ads. Okay, so that's my background. Just to give you an idea, these are my very early ads in 2010. It's not a digital ad, it's meant to be printed on a piece of paper and distributed door to door. I was the person who designed this. I got somebody to print it and get somebody to distribute it to every household in my area. Okay, so this is one of the earlier designs. Looks kind of terrible if I were to be honest. Now this is one of my earlier classified ads. Okay, now I designed this with Microsoft PowerPoint. Um, Back in those days, Android tablet is very popular because people around my area they can't really afford iPads. So the next best thing for them will be Android pad. And back in those days, Angry Bird was the game that most of the people play. Kids play it, adults play it. So yeah, which is why I use this image here. Uh, so this is one of my first online ad. It's a classified ad. Okay, this is in a local currency, and this is what is my first Facebook ad, which didn't get banned. I created a first Facebook ad because when I know you can advertise on Facebook, I actually went crazy and go write some very over claim, very some very wild claim, and the ad was not approved. So the ad was not approved. What I did was I was like, the ad Facebook say the ad is not approved. It's okay. Probably something wrong with Facebook. I'll just resubmit the ad. After I resubmit, it did not get approved. After a few times, Facebook just suspended my account. Say, for policy violation. I was like, what? Because if you want to post anything on Facebook, nobody's going to take action towards you. So I was thinking, I was very naive in 2015. I was thinking, now that I'm paying Facebook, I'm the customer, and the customer is always right. The customer is king. Not really. Facebook don't really need my money. This just for your information. Facebook they value the user experience more than advertising dollars, especially for small time advertisers like us. If you're not spending $1 million budget a month, you're not considered a big advertiser on Facebook. Okay, I know people spending 6 digits a month, Facebook will still suspend their account for policy violation. Okay, so it is what it is. We can't change it. All we can do is we learn how to utilize it. Okay, so this ad I created in 2015. Now this ad made me a lot of money because back in those days, in our area, people they want a place where they can repair their laptops. We'll take a laptop apart. Okay, they take apart the laptop, find out what component is not functioning. You either replace or repair it with soldering board. This is actually not my hand. It's my friend's hand. He's the one who's doing the repairing. More of the I'll collect the laptops and I'll pass it over to him to repair. So that was our business. Okay, and this is that was SEO at that time. Right? We use a local area and laptop repair. Now, if you were now, let's say you're running a computer business and you see this ad, you copy my ad and you post this ad on Facebook. I can tell you it's not going to work today, 2019, as the time I'm recording this video. The reason why it's not going to work is because what works back then is not going to work now, especially when everybody else has already done something similar. Back in those days, this ad can stand out from Facebook feed. This ad does stand out, but nowadays you need to do better than this. Okay, this picture isn't as good as I want. Okay, the laptop screen, the angle, the lighting, the text. Back then it was pretty good. Now you have to have to do better than that. Okay, I just to show you, this is one of my first ads which I created, got approved. Okay, so now my work is a bit more polished. Okay, so it's very good if you can look at your work few years ago and you can say, oh my god, my work is like garbage, it's so bad. It means you have came a long way, right? So yeah. Okay, but enough about my introduction. Today we're going to talk about your business. Now, before you start advertising, this is a quick quiz. It's a quick uh, asking yourself session. Okay, because before we talk about advertising, you need to know who your target is. Okay, so who is your target? Now, what do I mean by target audience? You can't just tell me, hey Jay, my target audience is everybody in the state. Not really. You will want to pick a very specific group of people and communicate with them. That group of people ideally is a group of people who you can reach, who you can communicate with, you speak their language, you understand their pain points, you understand what makes them tick, what makes them buy. Okay, which is point number 2. You're able to communicate with this group of people and they need your service and they can afford your service. So these are the few points which is very important. You do not pick a target, okay, which they have this problem, they have the money, but you can't reach them. No point. Or you pick a target who you can reach, but they can't afford it. Okay, so these are the background questions you need to prepare. You need to know exactly who is your target. Very specific. Male, female, what is the age group, where are they staying, what are the websites they like to see. These are the things you need to know. Alright. And when they are in the, how you can get them in the buying mood. Okay, this is less important. These two, yes, is the first two. Yeah, you need to work on that. Okay, before we proceed. Okay, now assuming you have got that nailed down, we can talk about online advertising. Okay, now if I were to work with someone one-on-one on their marketing campaign, this is a time where we spend a lot of time. We spend the time to find out, okay, what is the ideal group. We make sure that this is a group where they have a problem, they have the funds to purchase from us, to buy from us, and then and only then we talk about how we're going to reach them. Okay, so How are we going to reach them? The first method. Now, if today you tell me, hey Jay, I have a business, have I don't have a website, I want to start advertising. What is your suggestion? Where should I start? I'll say start with classified ads. Classified ads. I'll give you some examples of classified ads. Now, basically it's you place your advertisement on the website. The website will give you a price. They will give you they will tell you it will be at this location on the website. It will be at this location. It will be this big. How big is the space? How much you're gonna pay? And they can give you a rough estimate of how many people are gonna see it. Okay. Sometimes it might be more. Sometimes it might be less. Okay. So the number one classified ad website in the world is eBay. You have different sections for different categories. Okay, I don't think I need to introduce this. It's famous enough. If you want to sell anything, you want to buy anything, okay, here. So let's say you have you're selling clothes online, just for an example, and you want to create your ads. Okay, you can just they have a section specifically for clothes. Okay, and just advertise there. You create a post and they'll say, okay, now your post is listed. Would you like more people to see it? If you like more people to see it, pay us extra. Okay, you pay us extra, we can show you when people search for clothes, your product can be the first they see or first three they see, depending on the website, right? Now this is a local classified ad. Now this is my country. Okay, it's the site which I did my first online advertisement. So for local sites, same for Craigslist, it's same for Kijiji, same for TradeMe or whatever local trading site you have, local classified site, local classified website you have. Most of the time they will ask you to select a state. Once you select a state or select an area, then you select what you're going to offer. So for this website, it's famous for cars, houses, back then computer related stuff, which is why I'm advertising that. But now computer related stuff, it's not very they're no longer the number one choice. But if anybody wants to sell their property or want to sell their car, this is still a good website to advertise. I remember back in the early days where you can post almost every advertisement and it costs you only a few bucks. Then a lot of people, real estate related business, agents, realtors, they started posting on the real estate section and they got a lot of results. Okay, since then they have revised the price for real estate is going to be a few $100, few hundred local currency. It's not a few hundred US dollars. All right, it's going to be a few hundred. It's going to be a few hundred local currency. The others, if you want to sell a computer, it's okay. Just five units of currency. Okay, so yeah, this is a classified website where they allow almost everything. Okay, this is a classified website, iproperty.com.my, my because I'm from Malaysia. Now this is a website where they attract only one group of people looking to buy properties. Okay, people looking to sell properties. They're looking to sell your car, sell your computer, sell your clothes. No, this is not the site. So this very niche site. It's a very industry based site. You can get a lot of good leads. You can get a lot of good results here. But generally, the advertising fee is a bit on the high side. Okay, you can go search in Google for your local site and try out. Okay, so my summary for classified ads is the easiest to get started. Why do I say it's easiest to get started? You don't even need a website. You can immediately start selling. Just take a photo of the house, take a photo of the car, write some details. This is how big it is, this is the engine, this is the color, this is the address, and you can get started. Okay, takes less than, if it's your first ad, takes less than half an hour. and you can post your ad. Most of the classified websites, after you create the ad, they will have a manual review process just to make sure there's nothing too crazy going on. Most of them, they will review your website. Sorry, they will review your classified ad. Nothing which is good is most of the time the people who's going to see your ad, they are targeted, they are sort more or less qualified. Uh, if I were to post an ad here, people who see my listing, they are interested in houses, else they will not come to this website. Okay, if they're over here, if they go to the car section, they are at least shopping for a car at the very least. Or might be window shopping, but they're at least interested in getting a car. If they are coming over for properties, they are looking for properties. So you are getting targeted audience. Now here's where I want to I didn't write it in the slide, but I thought of this, and I think it's useful for you. Now, one of the earlier mistakes I made when I was running ads in Facebook, I kept having this goal. Okay, initially I can't remember the number, so I'll just give you an example. It cost me let's say $2 per click. Anytime somebody sees my ad on Facebook, just to give you an example. Anytime somebody sees this, and if I click on the ad, Facebook will charge me $2. I was like, oh, $2 is okay, but it's a bit expensive. So I was obsessed of getting as low as possible the price. I want to pay as little as possible to get the same amount of people. I want to pay. I want to get cheap clicks. That was what I was focusing on. So I went and did a lot of research, read a lot of stuff, um, bought a lot of courses, only to find out that I made a mistake. It's not about how cheap you can get the visitor. It's how qualified, how targeted the visitors are. There's no use if I show your ad, your website to 10,000 people if they're not in. There's no chance for them to buy. They're not in your hot market. They are not in the targeted audience. Okay, so what you want is you want results. So focus on how can I get people who are qualified to visit my websites. All right, so that should be the goal. Okay, so don't repeat my mistake. I spent quite a lot of money before I thought of it. Yeah, I shouldn't be focusing on getting as low cost per click. I should be focusing on how can I get people who are serious about solving their problem, and I can serve them. Okay, so first part, classified ads. Now let's move on to, oh yeah, the downside. Too eager. Now, okay, the not so good about the dark side about the classified ads, because it is so easy to get set up. Anybody can do what you're doing. It's okay if you have an offline business, okay, because it's not easy to duplicate a business. But let's say I'm a person who wants to make some money online, who runs an e-commerce part-time business, and I'm selling phones. Just for an example, because people can relate with selling phones online. Let's say if my business is buying phones from a supplier and selling them on the internet. Now, the chance for you to buy a phone, to get the cost of the phone very much cheaper than somebody else, is not very high. Because these are the prices where it's very transparent. Almost everybody knows the price. There's not much room. There's not a lot of margin in the business. Everybody's doing based on volume. Um, let's say your business is to get this phone. The cost is $100, and you want to sell it at $120, make a $20 profit. Let's say you do these classified ads for 3 months and you're profitable. You've got good results. somebody is going to look at that ad and like, oh, this person sold a few thousand phones on the internet just from your home, and he's doing it from his he's just doing a home business. He can get good result. Okay, I want to copy his business. How they're gonna copy? They're gonna copy your advertisement. They will copy your advertisement. They'll change a few things. They change the phone number rather than contact you. They will say contact person XYZ. Contact another person, and there now you're forced to share the market. You're forced to share the market with somebody you don't want. Okay, let's say you're in a local business. It's also possible. Your most direct competitor see what you're doing, see what type of advertisement you're running on classified ads, and they just copy. They do something similar with yours, similar photo, similar pitch, change a little. If you're offering, example, you're offering $50, they will say, okay, $48, $45. Okay, the $1 cheaper than you. I was very annoyed when people do this because I was the one who uh, was experimenting. Okay, how am I going to create an ad which get the attention? How am I going to write the copy? I was the one who was creating all of this. I was the person doing the R&D, and somebody just came along and just said, "Oh, he's selling for $120. Let me just sell it at $115, $110." Okay, so that's the bad thing about classified ads. I mean, it's good because you can start easily. It's bad, and it's also bad because you can start it easily. Another thing, it's now most of the time when I run online ads, I want to focus on lead generation rather than getting the sale immediately. Lead generation, you, with the same amount of budget, you can get more sales. Okay, because there's a way to follow up, warm up your prospect. Because if you run an ad with the goal of immediately getting a sale, it's going to be quite hard because they're going to see your ad on your website, they're going to see it on Facebook or some other places or classified ad. People might need to see your ad a few times before they make a decision. Alright, so which is why lead generation ads are just outperforming. If you do not get this part, it's okay. I have another section to cover about lead generation, or it might be in another training. Okay, next we're going to talk about Facebook. Okay, Facebook, there's a good side and there's a bad side to it.